Thanks for tuning in. Join us as we navigate the growing Cleveland film scene. Learn from the movers and shakers of movie makers in Northeast Ohio. See how they keep themselves busy, who they are, and how they do it. All right, here we go. We have on the show today Mikhail Tot, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about some of the projects he's done. You've probably seen something he's done here or there. He does a ton of different stuff and stays very, very busy, and that's kind of what we want to talk to him about. You want to say hi to the folks at home?
Hello.
So, talk to us about some of the projects you're a little more proud of.
Okay. Yeah, we just finished this web series called The Lowlives. It's a web series about online gamers. Three guys been playing video games together for like 5 years, never actually met in person. And 7-episode miniseries, funny. Have about, I think it's 150 to 200 actors altogether in this thing.
Wow.
It was a pain to do, but it was we got it done. And we're on episode 3, and we're releasing every episode every Tuesday for the next couple of weeks to get people through quarantine. Hopefully, by the time the last episode plays, we can go outside and do things.
Okay. What would you say is the success that you're looking for when you create a project? Is it getting out there? Is it actually monetary? Do you have those kind of goals? What's your set?
Yeah, no, I'm making no money off the views, honestly. But my goal is actually just to create good content and show the people. And also the end goal with everything, I think, is to get producers to give you money to make something bigger and bigger and bigger each time, something like just bigger and bigger. Because this whole project we did in about 6 months, and I used all my money. And it would be great if somebody was like, "Hey, here's a couple $1,000.
Here, use all of my money."
Yeah. Somebody please give me money.
Gotcha.
That's the whole idea of it. Yeah.
And you've been able to do stuff. I mean, you've been hired for work before in the past. And talk to me a little bit about does the work that you do, the videos that get out there and get notoriety, does that help you to be able to find those projects? Are they coming in separate? How does that work for you?
Yeah, actually, been doing a lot of stuff. I actually do. A lot of stuff I don't post. It's a boring stuff, such as like corporate videos and all that stuff. Nobody wants to see that stuff. Like interviews from heads. So I don't post that stuff. I only post the fun stuff, like the partying and like the cool haircuts videos and like all that stuff, because nobody wants to see that boring stuff. But yeah, it gets me jobs. Actually, the Lowlives web series that actually got me a new project we're working on with actual producer Dan Edwards on this movie called Pretty Metal, which got me from Lowlives. So now we actually have a budget behind it. So everybody who's going to be working on the short film called Pretty Metal will get paid because of Lowlives and my previous work. So we got lucky. He's an awesome guy too.
Well, I think it's beyond just getting lucky though. There's the and I think that's an important thing we got to make sure we get across to people who are aspiring to do this. Sometimes it's not going to be that project itself that you're working on that's going to get you money, and it might cost you a lot of money, but you need to do it to be able to show you can produce good stuff and put it out there. And so the project that came in from that, what would you say the element that of the Lowlives thing got you to that? Was there an element of it that it was like, hey, we showed we can get good acting, we can show we can get good sound, we can show we can get good quality? What do you think was the main thing that got you to that next step?
The main thing with the Lowlives that I think that producers were interested in was I shoot, I direct, I edit, and I do some writing too. So I'd play all those roles as like a Swiss Army knife on this thing. So like that's the whole idea. They like so the guy, he liked this guy through Sean Danos. He's one of the actors in Lowlives. He introduced me to him, and he liked me because I can do all those things. And I helped him get the actors. So the actors who did really well in Lowlives went on to doing this paid gig,
Yeah, and
because
I've noticed that you've been able to work with quite a bit of people, and you're saying 200 people for a show like that. What do you say is your technique to be able to get the right people and to get entertaining people? Because there are a lot of actors, there's a lot of people who are willing to be extras in Cleveland, but doesn't mean they're necessarily good at it, unfortunately. But how what do you think your technique is to be able to make sure that you're staying connected to them and you're able to get those types of people in?
Yeah, well, Facebook helps a lot. But also the main thing is I do a lot of little videos here and there just for fun, but also those little videos are to see what's the strengths of these people. If you're really good in this short little stupid video I did, you might get hired to play a stoner because you do so well in playing a stoner here. You'll play a stoner at something bigger, So it's like, and about 80 people in Low Lives I already worked with before previously. So like I know what they're good for. That when we did casting, we didn't really do like you come in and you read the scripts. No, we had no script. We wrote the script to the people we found. So,
which is great because it's beyond just it's beyond. I think in some markets it's self-taping. People send in a tape of them doing it, and they send it over to you. But that could be the 60th take. They could have gotten the lines wrong completely. So it's totally different for what you're doing because then you've worked with them personally. You know how they interact to getting your directions and taking them. So no, that's a great technique to be able to do. That, and just you're putting out so much content. I mean, there's little documentary things, there's funny little scripted videos, music videos, movies coming out. I mean, how do you find yourself able to put out that much stuff? And does it feel like you're does it feel like what's driving that? I guess is my question.
I just like doing your stuff. Like not Corona.
I don't know about that. I'm calling the police now. If we can send somebody over to...
Cut the
what's your address? I'm just talking to the police.
But the whole idea of... what's the question?
So what drives being able to put out that much content? That's a lot.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I just like seeing those reactions. I think it's fun to see and plus I'm surrounded by so many creative people. Like I surround myself around those creative people who actually message me I have an idea for this video.
Oh, great.
And if it's good, I'll be let's do it. Let's write it. Let's do something. It's like, it's all reactions. I mean, we made a video. It's called, I don't know if you've seen Cleveland Spring Break. 2 years ago we did.
Yeah, that one got out there.
It was literally
wide.
a down video.
Yeah.
We wanted to do a spring break video for Ohio. And we're like, Cleveland Spring Break. Let's make it funny. So me and these two dudes, Sean and Larray, we just went out and we just walked around Cleveland and made this video. And that video got 4 million views all over the world. It was and that's my calling card now, as I'm known as the guy from the stupid Cleveland Spring Break video. But I do this full feature in Guns We Trust or Low Lights, and nobody knows. I'm like, I don't know who did that. But everybody knows me for people in Atlanta know about this stuff, and I'm like, that's so stupid.
It is.
But you don't know what people know you by.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to take off and what people are going to really link onto, and you also don't know too the effect of some of the ones that that you put your heart into. Like in Guns We Trust or those other ones where you put a little more work into it. It still does affect people, but there's certainly an element that people will talk about. I feel like people talk about some of my worst work, and then this time I really dive into. They're like, "Yeah, that was great, and then that's the end of that conversation. So no, I know what you mean from that. I did a video a long time ago. That was when I was a little kid. I used Paint on Windows, and then I used Microsoft Movie Maker, right? So really shoddy. Just dropped in a music bed from I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. So I dropped that in, and to this date, no matter how many movies I make or how many videos I've produced, that still will be my #1 video on YouTube, and it just won't go away. So
how many views you got on there?
I gotta check and see. Actually, it's a lot. It's not. I don't think it's 4 million yet, but it's definitely. Got us onto a couple different websites, the Beanie Babies website. It was this little stupid thing, and it just keeps getting traffic because every Christmas we see this bump right at the end of the year, and it's that's the hippo video. Then all the other stuff we're working days and days doing 48-hour film fest, and it's 200, 300 views. All right, well that is what it is. But no, it's certainly part of the process. But what do you think has been the best help for you to be able to find, the money to be able to be constantly out making videos and movies and all that stuff?
Well, I got lucky because I haven't had a real job in 4 years. I went full freelance after having a stupid a restaurant job, and I was I never want to work for anybody else. That was 4 years ago, and I literally went balls deep into the filmmaking. So I did. That's why I do a lot of stuff. It's a practice too. Yeah. Always trying to do new effects, new videos. Yeah. But my whole idea is it's all time. It's the way you time management. That's where it is.
Yeah.
I edit for 4 hours a day, no matter what it is.
Sheesh.
4 hours, no matter where. It could be a stupid video. I went downstairs, got a beer in the bar, and the film bubbles going up the bar thing. They just filmed it, and just like I want to see how, like, if I shoot 10 pics, for example, like 60 frames a second and like 24 frames, and just start to see a difference. Trying new settings on my camera. So like I always try to do is no matter what. And for 2 hours every day, I apply to jobs.
Okay.
Could be like off the wall Disney jobs, and they're gonna respond to me, to like some local rapper hearing the video. Like I just shoot for everything and just see what comes back. You'll be surprised what comes back. And like I use that money to buy new equipment, to pay for, like, if I do a music video, I want to promote it, I'll do that $20 for like 10 days.
Yeah.
So like I put the money I make from the movies back to movies and just kind of recycle it.
That's great.
So
that's great. What would you say is this is going to get kind of deep now, I'm sorry about that, but what would you say is the driving force behind making the films? What do you feel like is the message that you see permeating the different things? What drives you to want to create and to be able to put that out there?
Well, plainly put, I don't like real jobs. As an immigrant, my mom always said, my mom came here when I was like 15 to America from Russia. And she was like, don't get a real job. Like, don't, like, we came here, don't work in a factory. Don't be an Uber driver. Don't do anything like that you don't want to do. Do something that you actually want to do, because it was such a pain to move from Russia to America that I was like, I never want to be like just typical everyday jobs going 9 to 5. I don't ever want to have that. And that's like, that kind of like inspired me to do like this film stuff, because I enjoy film. I like music film, but music's pretty tough. But the film is, sorry. Speaking of, my mom's calling me. She was like, "Oh, hey."
She heard her voice. She heard her name.
Yeah, she heard it. I gotta call her back because she's an angry Russian woman who will yell at me.
Okay.
But
don't worry, we got only 2 minutes left, so you're good.
No, it's fine. Yeah, the whole idea is like, just do what you enjoy and just try new things.
Nice.
Like, that's where it is. Just try new things. Don't copy other people's stuff, and don't try to like steal other people's ideas. I mean, you can borrow things, but you can tell when people borrow something.
Yeah, and we were talking about that with some of the other guests on the show too, kind of finding that balance between taking elements from the people that you like and you want to resemble, but at the same time you need to have something that's unique to make you stand out. And I think your work at the very least does stand out. You know what I mean? It shows up and it stands out to people, and I think it's memorable, and you're all over the place too. You're staying so busy, so many things are being produced by you, and you're working with so many different people. It's a great example of just, get out there, try stuff, produce stuff, and then we'll see what happens from there. But no, that's great. That's great to be able to hear. That's great insight. So with our last minute, just want to do some rapid fire. What's your next big project that you're excited about?
Well,
you're not that excited if you can't remember the name.
I was like, well,
we'll cut out this whole section right here. And go.
Pretty Metal. It's about an old girl punk rock band or rock and roll band.
Okay. Cool. And so where would people be able to see your stuff? What's the main place you'd like them to be able to go see?
Either my Facebook, Mikhail Tot, or YouTube. Okay, cool. Also same thing.
Cool. Yeah, we'll drop the link in there. And then what would you say your favorite project from the past that you're most proud of? If everybody who watches this goes and sees one thing that you did, what would you say to go see?
No, Low Lives, the web series. It's coming out right now. So we're on the 2nd episode right now. Okay, so we got about like 4 more episodes.
Perfect.
Oh, 5 more episodes. Yeah.
Wow, 5. That's quite a bit of a series. Well, all right. Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. And last thing, just is there a sign off? Any message to aspiring filmmakers that you would say? What would you say to them to get them inspired to get creative?
Drink a lot of water.
Good, and wash your hands too. All right, cool.
Yeah, wash your hands. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today, and for putting up with my stupid questions and stuttering. It was great to be able to talk to you, and we're turning off the cameras now, and you can call your mom back now too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna call her.
Thanks for coming on, man.